And we're in. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the S League Winter Bash 3 Age of Empires 4 content. We are on Golden Heights with klop1324 in teal playing as the Abbasid Dynasty in the north, and Squeaky Chair HOMS SENPAI in the red playing as the Rus in the south. We've seen both players on their respective civs before. They both know their stuff. Klop, more of a let's have fun and play Nomad Mega Random games, I think, than a let's play tournament get results kind of a player. HOMS SENPAI, always in those tournaments. You won't catch this guy without without his schedule for tournaments. And I think that's awesome. That's so cool that people are able to do that. Klop dropping the House of Wisdom, Abbasid Dynasty's way to age up. Again, this was played on the previous patch, before the new DLC, before the new civs, the new variants. So we got to keep that in mind if we see any awkward walling. Or if we see, I don't know, what else has changed? There's been a lot. A lot has changed. Most notably new variant civs and whole new civs completely with the Japanese and the Byzantines. Check it out. Age 4. It's in a real good place right now. But here we are on Golden Heights sometime last week. And red has gone out for the early dock. Klop, teal, just barely missed it earlier, by the way, just now. He just walked past it, unfortunately. For him, at least, unfortunately. I love the scouting pattern that you end up with on this map. Both players doing like a U shape around the pond. And red's yoinking away some sheep there. Pretty equivalent villager count right now. Not too much crazy idle TC time from these players. They know their early game. They know their build orders. HOMS adjusting for the water, but now going for that lumber camp. Probably end up with a hunting cabin nearby as well, and ultimately wooden fortress there too. Power of the Rus fishing ships, of course, being that they don't have to return to the dock to drop off. They just trickle in, much like the Khmer farms in Age of Empires 2. So if that dock ever goes down, the only thing that HOMS SENPAI is going to lose is the ability to make more fishing ships. There's that house first. Yeah, makes sense. The house first there. Perfect timing on that. In Age of Empires 4, when you become population capped, that doesn't stop buildings from like beginning production. The units can't pop out until there's population space. Different. Another thing that's different from Age 2. Both, I think both have their qualities. I like that we have the existence of both mechanics out there in the world. Military wing, almost ready to complete. 30 seconds on that from klop1324. We've seen a lot of feudal age military wings so far, at least in this Winter Bash. I guess that's the move these days. You get, I mean, depending on which you choose, when you get different effects, right? But you are going to receive some military units straight up from this. It's going to be 2 archers and 1 spearman. Good enough to put on a little bit of pressure. And HOMS SENPAI dropping the Kremlin right next to that TC. Knows where the important resources are. This map has a very quick pathway to the enemy, straight through to the left of that cliff. Look at those guys. They're so happy to be here this early in the game. But there's not really any resources to the left, so players going to have to fight on the right, on top of the cliff, to get the gold and the berries and what have you. HOMS SENPAI probably knows the military wing is the choice. Going for some fortified palisade walls. He's getting the one tap trick down. So they're all impassable now, but they just aren't completed yet. And the Kremlin completes just in time. The walls as well. Perfect timing on those. Not going to be able to finish that wall. So we'll take extra damage from anybody that attacks it. And actually, Klop is able to get a villager pick there. Almost sees those lumber camp, those wood choppers too. Oh, Klop got caught out a little bit here with like, what is that, 8 sheep, 9 sheep? Low HP scout. He's going to have to try to make it back home. And I think he's also producing, he made one more spearman, it looks like. Going to be able to burn down that low, uncompleted palisade wall segment. Maybe try to pressure. But the Kremlin, like we said, what is that, 11 base range? So, not going to be the easiest thing to do. Good placement on that. Klop able to make it safely away with those sheep back to the TC. And keep the scout alive to regen eventually over time. Plenty of fishing ships out for HOMS SENPAI though. You don't want to get too many on those deep water fish ultimately because there's only 3. They only regenerate so quickly, so you can saturate them fairly easily. But having any is a great boost in the early game. Klop able to maintain pressure here, loses Spearman to the Kremlin. But he's still sniping archers. It's still 2v1 on the archers. If the micro will cooperate. Okay, he's pulling one back so that it doesn't get targeted, actually. Incredible, big brain stuff there from our Teal player. And a second TC now for Teal. He's going for the eco approach, just using the free units from the age up to kind of keep his enemy busy for the time being. Rewall coming through for red, though. Is he going to delete that bastion on the edge of the wall, or is he going to let it complete? Ooh, he's going to let it complete. That's the 5 wood you're not going to have later. They changed how wall segments work a lot in the new update, and those bastion, those edge pieces are very different in how they work now. I like it. Put a lot of thought into it. Klop actually, did he research? Wait. Does he have a no? Oh, that's right. Okay, so normally you have to research siege engineering from the blacksmith, but the Abbasid dynasty does not have to do that. So his units can just build a ram right now, break through those walls. HOMS getting some vision on the enemy, moving forward with his archers actually now to deal some counter damage maybe. So far it's looking pretty good for Klop. Villager count, on second glance, I guess that's worker count too. The fishing ships are really helping out for a red player. Resources per minute there as well, just able to lean on those fishing ships to really bolster the economy in a lot of different ways. And HOMS gonna find the deer behind Klop's base. Just take them out for a little bit of extra gold. Klop can see that happening. And the archers are in on berries. Klop actually going to go for a palisade wall behind Red's palisade wall. He's decided to go for a more economic approach, I think. So he's falling back. Going to work on defending and making vills with his 2 town centers. Has some horsemen out to deal with the archers. Really good play from Klop so far, I have to say it again. We do have the Abbey of the Trinity coming up for HOMS SENPAI. It's going to be the Castle Age landmark. Oh, you can really see whenever I adjust in this chair. You can really hear it. And it looks like he's doing some ram scouting. He's just, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Spearman trying to chase down that scout in the back. And I'm going to be able to fully wall this, it looks like, for now. We'll see what HOMS SENPAI does in the Castle Age. Klop is just making vills, I think, with his eco. And does see the dock. Probably will be able to burn that down. Unless there are ships made. But why make ships at this point, I feel like, if you're the Roost player? You don't need any more. You don't need more fishing ships. You're good. You got what you needed. Really strong early mid game boost with those fish, and you'll continue to collect with the Roost fishing ships, of course. Golden Age tier 1 collected. I'm sure we'll get a hover of that. Villager gather rate plus 15% for all resources. One of the stronger Abbasid Dynasty bonuses. And we see our first man-at-arms of the game coming out from the double barracks. We got 2 barracks, 2 blacksmiths. We got anti-archer armor for red. This is going to be a man-at-arms timing push. Klop nowhere near Castle Age himself yet. As the Abbasid doesn't really, I mean, as any Civ, you don't really have, like we saw previously with, I guess we saw the other side of it, right? There's not a lot of great answers to man-at-arms if you're in the feudal age. You're going to struggle to deal with how much armor they have and how many the enemy can make. But the Abbasid do have a few options, including camel archers, right? Since they can kite and they're faster, they do a little bit more damage than regular archers, if I'm not mistaken. You could make enough camel archers to deal with that, but it looks like Klop is just going to stonewall, delay, and try to get up to Castle Age himself. Try to win the fight there. The eco count is actually in Teal's favor now, for a minute, and then he's going to lose 4 vills there on the left side. But it should continue to scale for him, at least for the time being. These stone walls are not going to be easily breached by our red player, unless we see a chop through, of course. Well, looks like that's what we're going to see. This is another thing you can no longer do in the game after the most recent update. Actually, I just realized. They patched it out. If you chop down a tree, you can walk past it, right? So if you don't necessarily even need the lumber camp if you micro closely enough, carefully enough, as long as your villagers don't actually gather too much wood that they refuse to chop anymore. You can just go tree by tree on the edge of a wall. I don't think Klop has noticed this yet. And just cut through the edge. Just like that. Red is through. And the man-at-arms come filing through one by one. Chopped down trees are now no longer, you can't walk on them anymore. So that doesn't work in November 2023. But when this game was played, here we are. Klop does manage to click the culture wing up to Castle Age. There's a lot going on though. So that unlocks a few powerful upgrades in the House of Learning there. HOMS SENPAI now just burning down houses. Klop looking for damage with his horsemen, not really able to find too much with that Kremlin still. And HOMS SENPAI also taking the sacred sites, gonna start the sacred site timer, I imagine. Probably collecting relics as well. With his, the ram is gonna go solo the base there. Love to see it. And the man-at-arms just, they shrug off the arrow fire from the TCs for now. Ram is in. Towers are being made. Upgrades are, arrow slits have happened. But at this point now, a lot of damage has been done to Teal. A lot of villagers dying. 19 vills down, 20 vills down. Teal going for a proxy berry mill. And it's not looking so hot for klop1324. In fact, It's looking a little cold. He taps out there. And that's the game. GG to both. Klop definitely had a pretty good plan. Pretty good thing going with those stone walls, with the double TC eco. He was starting to outscale on economy. The technology side of things definitely in favor of red. The timing in favor of red, and that chop through was just incredible. Good game knowledge, good strategy thinking there to be able to realize you could do that. I don't know if I would have thought of it in the moment. And that puts HOMS SENPAI at 1 win in this match so far. Best of 3. We'll see where we go from here. That Castle Age timing push is pretty crazy with the Man at Arms. One of the more powerful plays you can do, at least you know, at a certain level. I think that map explored is reading 0 for HOMS SENPAI there. That's got to be bugged, right? All right. We're in game 2 of this match. HOMS SENPAI in red playing as the Chinese, and klop on our screen now in teal playing as the Abbasid Dynasty. Here's HOMS SENPAI with that incredible Conqueror landmark statue. Doing a pretty standard Chinese build here with, I mean, what's now standard, at least. Look at this. The mill next to the TC, the sheep on the other side of the mill, villagers auto drop off at the mill. All you gotta do is supervise that with your Imperial official, occasionally pick up and drop off the gold, and you'll be golden. Basically, what else can I say? Early village there for red. Teal going for, again, this is something he seems to do a lot. The house into mining camp, into gold mine. I wonder what the thought is behind that. Actually, I know. It's in order to get the Golden Age. Playing the Abbasid Dynasty again. You're gonna need to chain all those buildings together anyways if you want to get up to the amount required to get to the Golden Ages. It's 15, I think, for Golden Age 1, so you're just prepping for that by placing those buildings carefully. SENPAI collecting some sheep. Klop collecting some sheep. House of Wisdom coming up for teal here. And it's looking like a brand new day. Not literally, it's figure of speech. We're here on Hill and Dale, by the way, with the cliffs around the players' bases. This map has been really rebalanced since the game came out. Used to get a large gold and a large stone in your base. That's gone. Now you get a small gold, which is really terrible for red, by the way. It's right in the front of his base. It's really unfortunate. And a small stone in the like little enclosed cliff area you can kind of wall off if you need to. And they've also removed the large resources in the corners next to it, which was also pretty easy to wall. Imperial Official, here we go. We can see the supervision coming through. If a villager drops off, that's plus 12 instead of plus 10, even though they can only carry 10, so they're getting an extra, well, what is that? 20% right off the top. We've got that lumber camp. We got the culture wing click at 2 minutes 50 seconds from klop. He's played the Abbasid Dynasty. He knows what he's doing. And it's, well, wait, actually, it's a culture wing. Should mention that's the first time we've not seen the military wing start in this this year. On the other side, Imperial Academy going up with 1 villager. As we have a game. Ladies and gentlemen, nearby buildings generate plus 100% tax. Gold Imperial officials drop off taxes at this building. Very useful like passive bonus that you benefit from your your base building. And the HOMS SENPAI just having a little fun here. I don't know if klop was planning on taking these deer, but He's spreading them out, so it's not going to be easy if that was any part of Teal's plan. Sometimes players will do that. They just push the deer all out in the random places so that you can't just drop an easy mill right next to them all. That wasn't too bad, though. I think he's just keeping himself entertained. Klop just dropping a stone mine at the edge of our vision there. And there's the mill on the berries for the Abbasid player. Mill by Abbasid or Delhi. Increase berry bush food amount by 100, so they'll be at 350 out of 250. Don't ask me how that works. Maybe they're just better at gathering them. The estimates, they beat all the estimates. How many berries are on that bush? You say 250? Well, it's a little more than that. Barbican of the Sun now, coming up for HOMS SENPAI on this forward gold. I mean, I guess pretty good thing you're playing a civ that gets a feudal age defensive landmark. Protect that gold pretty effectively there. Klop's gold actually is pretty far forward as well. It may be a little more easy to wall. I guess there are some large golds. The resources on the edges are maybe a little fewer, but like on the top and the left and right of each player's base, there's still some large resources there that you could protect with some walls. Song Dynasty begins for HOMS SENPAI. Villagers are going to produce a little more quickly now. Unlocks Chuganu. And wheelbarrow click right away. He's going for that efficient economy. Yeah, looks like it's going to be more of a defensive economy play from our red player. Klop might find himself the aggressor here, at least early on. I don't know. I don't remember. I recorded this, so why am I making predictions? Oh, man. Look at all those villagers on stone for Teal. Definitely planning on more town centers. In Age of Empires 4, TCs cost 350 stone, so you're going to need to gather quite a lot of it. Fresh foodstuffs for our Abbasid player, as well as wheelbarrow. I did not read that in time. I don't remember if they changed it. Fresh foodstuffs, villagers are cheaper to produce, if I'm not mistaken. That's why the Abbasid, at least in times past, were well known for their multiple TC play. It's easier to make more vills. You don't have to spend as much food on it, so do as much as you can. All right. Looks like Klop gonna scout the enemy base for the first time. Get a little pan around, see the vision of the scout as it comes through. Incredible. Incredible. Sees the archery range there. So he should know what's happening. Also, I think I said red was going to play defensive as the Chinese. Well, have you heard of the Chuganu rush? Because we got double archery ranges. We got, let's see, red 4 on gold, 7 on wood. Do they cost food? I don't know. There's the second TC. HOMS SENPAI scouts that as well at roughly the same time. And Klop's still on that stone. Might want to go for like a third? I don't know. But the Chuganu are, they're coming in. They're coming through. Imperial Palace also underway for the Chinese player. As we saw previously, lets you see your enemy's economy workers for a brief moment when you click the button. And here come the Chuganu. Let's see, well, currently they're just running into the TC fire. Perhaps we will see a little more active use of them soon, but we have armor piercing upgrade for those chain shot archers. I don't know what do you classify Chukanu as? Automatic crossbowmen? I don't know. Klop moving out with 2 archers from the military. No. He just made those. Probably lose to, yeah, they'll lose to the Chukanu. One on, like 1v1, one-on-one. But Klop is doing a good job of walling again with the palisades. We'll see if he keeps an eye on any chop-throughs that could be coming through. And we've got ourselves the first palace guard. And we've got ourselves iron undermesh. I think we know what this means. He's planning on taking some TC fire with these bad boys. How many palace guards are in the queue? 4. 3 already on the field. This looks like we've got ourselves another Man-at-Arms Castle Age timing push. Let's see what Klop can do in defense. Again, I think one of your best options is the Camel Archer, but he's not really set up for that. I think he wants to go castle and match it instead of fighting in Feudal Age. It's really hard to make the decision in the moment. Like, I don't even know if my idea is correct or if it would work. Klop may be doing the best thing that you can at this point. And he is actually going to take those deer that were scattered out earlier. Amazing. More barracks going up for red. And more man-at-arms. More palace guards, I guess. You know, their unit class is like man-at-arms. Heavy infantry. Behind the walls, while the walls stand, the archers can kind of pick them away, pick at them, take them down. But Chukanu are there, so Klop couldn't really repair those. That gate while it's being torched down. And Palace Guard is in. A little bit of a counterattack with a couple of archers there from Teal, but Palace Guard's at home. We'll clean that up for SENPAI. And let's see if these Palace Guard can do what they are intended to do. 1 villager down. Make it 2. They're taking a lot of damage from the TC. They're not invincible. They're not like Holy Roman Empire Man-at-Arms or Order of the Dragon Man-at-Arms. There's the spectator mode, me highlighting the Camel Archer, trying to see if it's actually a good idea. They're just roving around, making life awkward for Teal. And just chilling out under those TCs. They don't care. And we just have more streaming across. Teal with a lot of eco idle time, not really able to formulate a response. Just because of having to react all the time, keep those villagers garrisoned. He does have some resources. And he does have, in the northwest corner, a little side base. There's Castle Age. 2, what are those little camel guys? 2 camel riders. Looks like it was the military wing. That's what you get for Castle Age military wing. Villagers trying to take gold in the front. Not going to be able to. More palace guards coming in. We've got a tower researching the ballista upgrade for SENPAI. That's going to be that one behind the Teal wall in the background. Camel Rider, highly mobile, durable, unit effective against all cavalry. What do you say to Palace Guards? Well, definitely not in these numbers. And I think Klop just trying to absorb the attack and, I don't know, make Vils out eco in the background. Red finding a lot of value though. We're up to 11 worker kills. Destroyed value, it's closer than you would expect. But think of the value not gained from workers not working. A little side, there's that corner with the lumber camp, a little bit of farming. but we're looking like with the Chukanu combo, Teal decides to tap out, call it quits, trying to match the Castle Age there 2 games in a row. Not quite gonna work out versus that Man-at-Arms Palace Guard spam. GG though, HOMS. Well played. GG to both. Klop doing his best, giving what he can. I think there were some plays there that could have worked in certain circumstances, certainly. Okay, that's a lot of qualifiers. Well played by Red. Good wins, clear victories, gotta say. And that gives, since he was the challenger, SENPAI 2 more points, making that 4 points there, and actually matching Scatterbrained. So they are currently tied for I guess, if we're keeping track, points, which at this point also equates to seed in the final bracket.